Good evening. It's Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, actions, not words. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, actions, not words. I want to talk about the actions that the elected officials, I should say the words first, the words that they say, right? During the campaign trails, campaigning, they're saying a lot. During public meetings, events, they're saying a lot. They're making a lot of promises. And you're going to hear that coming soon here if you haven't already, as his race for assembly is kicking off or has already kicked off. And other races that are going to be happening. You're going to hear a lot of lip service. You're going to hear a lot of promises. But the actions, all the actions, I should say what they're saying. I'm sorry. Do the actions reflect their words? Excuse me. I couldn't think of the word there. Do their actions reflect their words? You know, and I've said this before on podcasts. What are you doing? Exactly. Tell me. Show us. What have you done? Right? So I want to talk about that. I often hear the Yonkers Voice put hashtag actions, not words. So let's talk about actions and words. My life journey has allowed me to experience a wide range of individuals and a broad spectrum of personalities, along with a well-developed ability to identify human behavior. I've learned this from years of working in sales and developing targeted marketing strategies. I know what to look for, in individuals in order to gauge whether or not they are being honest, they're telling the truth. And I also know to give less credence to words and put more emphasis on an individual's actions, right? Words are sort of a level, if you will, in which to test and see if people, as Corazon would say,
straight. Come on, give it to us straight.
Are giving it to us straight or are crooked. However, actions are what matters. This is where either the good is done or the harm is done in their actions. They can say whatever they want, but what they do determines whether or not they actually help the people or they hurt the people. No one person's decisions or actions are as important or as impactful to whole communities, than that of our elected officials. Their words drive people to the polls. Their actions either hurt or help people. Hopefully, the people are savvy enough to identify these patterns of lies so that when they do see these lies, they go out and vote them out, right? They vote out those who are committed to lip service more so than public service. Right? So you have to see and identify these patterns. You hear a lot of lip service. They'll tell you this, they'll promise you that. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then when it comes down to it, what is actually done? What did they do in their tenure in office? Right? Again, that is the mission. The mission of Basement Politics Unfiltered is to identify patterns of inconsistencies and shed light on them. Do you not want to know when you're being lied to? I do. I most certainly do. Our goal is simple. It's transparency, equality, and fairness. However, unlike those who fight for equality for groups, of race or groups of individuals for, gender or sexual preference, I fight for equality among the people and for the people, for the 99%, right? That's us, those that go out and vote, not the elected officials. They are the 1%ers, right? So the 99% who unknowingly yield such great powers, but for far too long, have been oppressed by a system that has existed for, again, a very long time. They sell you an illusion that it is possible to climb the ladder of success. And trust me, they do. And I've seen this. If you simply work hard and follow the rules, all the while they cheat at every turn to enrich themselves, but more importantly, to retain their intoxicating power that overwhelms their ego, believing that their own lies and perceived reality. Sometimes individuals like these enter politics, right? So a lot of times and I'm not generalizing, but many times individuals who get into politics are individuals who have an agenda. They want to be successful. They want to climb to the top. They want to say, look at me, I'm a politician. They enjoy power. It's just a fact. You're not going to see a social worker who's dedicated her entire life or his entire life to giving themselves to people win an election. It's just not happening. Many times it's just not happening. So we're not getting individuals like Mother Teresa, right? We're getting individuals sometimes like Osama bin Laden. Sometimes individuals like these enter politics. They begin to campaign by showing up at events to promise change, only to deliver the same, right? They play to the emotions of those who need and to those who want. Both are equally manipulated. The only difference is one remains impoverished, the other is allowed into the room to stand quietly near the table, right? And for that, they will do and say whatever. And that's like many of our elected officials now. We call them puppets many times. They have a puppet master, and they do what is necessary in order to remain in that position. Why? Because they benefit from it, of course. If not the ego, their pockets, material wise, right? So they want to maintain that position, and they will say and do whatever, even if that means letting us down, the people, right? So again, both are equally manipulated. Again, the only difference is one remains impoverished, and that is the ones that are in need. I'm saying the ones that want, they want, right? Because it's the difference between need and want. Those that want, they want to look good. They want the flashy things. They want all that stuff. They'll do whatever to get in there, whatever. So what they are not realizing is that men, right, these elected officials, the puppets, men like Zahi Jeris are ultimately the ones holding the light over their heads, providing a false sense of achievement, which many times can go out quickly, leaving those who turn their backs on their constituents to get anabied. Don't get anabied, you know what I'm talking about. Leaving guys like me to wonder, was that simply the puppet master saving himself, or was it karma? Karma for turning your backs on the people. Because I believe in karma, and it will come. Karma for the hope sold to those struggling to make ends meet. So while you middleman free food, over that Chicken Island and free turkeys or whatever else you guys give out for free, people are still in need of the things that you promised. Remember all that promises that you made? You didn't promise free turkeys, did you? Did you promise free turkeys at Chicken Island? Because that's not why they voted you in. And this is not to pick on one person, because all of them do it, right? They all do it. So, free food, giving out food and stuff like that should be done by community leaders and organizers, not elected officials who have housing ordinances to pass, right? Not by elected officials who also turn around, right, and change legislations that to benefit the wealthy. Like when they voted to do away with the fee limit set on delivery fees charged by companies like Uber Eats and Grubhub. Yeah, currently it's set at 10%. But did you know that your council approved to change that legislation and allow them to increase that fee? Why? Why do they want Grubhub and Uber Eats to make more money? Why? Why? I don't know. But anyway, they are hurting local businesses, right? And they are also hurting the people in order to protect the big conglomerates' profits. That makes no sense, because that's not what they promised us. Did we vote them because they said, I promise you, I'm going to protect Grubhub, Uber Eats profits for all those in the crowd that have stocks in these companies? How many people have stocks? Maybe they do. And that's why they're eliminating that legislation. Again, I mean, do you guys own shares at Uber Eats or at Grubhub? Does that come with a victory win in a campaign, or do you just get a trip to Puerto Rico? Maybe you get stocks in Grubhub and stuff. Going back to the housing ordinance, Westchester County declared a housing crisis, and for almost 2 years, they toyed with the people of Yonkers, who are having difficult time finding somewhere to live that is safe, that is habitable, but more importantly, that is affordable, right? Council member drew up a proposal and kept calling for a 20% housing ordinance every public chance they got. But in the end, like Tasha Diaz said,
Yes.
No, she didn't say that.
Like I said, political games that are being played.
That's right. Political games that are being played. But if I didn't know any better, Tasha, I would think it was you that was playing the political games, right? You lied to the people about fighting for them, and then you did a complete 180 and voted against it, essentially. You gave reasons that made zero sense, reasons that combined two different issues, two different housing issues. But more importantly, you presented nothing in its place, nothing in place of the proposal that you once supported. You once saw nothing wrong with it as well, but in the 11th hour, for whatever reason, it wasn't good enough. Your reward? Title of majority leader. Oh, but that's not all, at least in my opinion. You see, folks, being an elected official comes with perks. You just can't get anywhere else, especially at a part-time job. I mean, what other part-time job will give you a nice late model SUV, free gas, especially now, right? They pay for the insurance. You get a cell phone, your pension, right? You get all these perks and these benefits, and it's a part-time job. So, I mean, you guys have got it made. You guys got it made. Sources say, anyway, my sources on the fourth floor, majority leader, this is what I'm hearing from the fourth floor sources, majority leader Tasha Diaz is currently being medicated by a certain doctor and treated for some weight loss thing that he got going on there, which is why she's been very chill, very calm, and why she went back to the brown hair. That's what I'm hearing from sources. And she's doing this via a referral from a certain individual and using city insurance to do this, all for free. However, she isn't the only one to get cosmetic procedure done using City of Yonkers health insurance. People are getting Botox and liposuction. Somehow, they're managing to get it free, even zero copay. And some are getting designer glasses, prescription glasses, and sunglasses, all through the Yonkers City health insurance with zero copay. But how? How many folks have insurance and get cosmetic surgery for free and designer glasses and stuff for free? How many? I'm just asking. Sources are telling Basement Policies that individuals are utilizing their network and connections to benefit their private businesses, supplementing their incomes, and further enriching themselves while the rest of the people of Yonkers struggle with high cost of living and high gas prices. And price gouging, be careful for the price gouging, increasing crime, such as the brutal attack on that poor 67-year-old woman as she entered the foyer of her building. Whether it was a hate crime, whether it was mental health, whether it was whatever you want to call it, it was still a crime. And we're having to deal with it as the residents here in the city of Yonkers. Increasing traffic, making driving through Yonkers a nightmare. If the potholes didn't already make it a nightmare, folks, the list just goes on. Sources are telling telling us about officials having developers in their homes, contributing to their campaigns. And it shows as it's become more and more obvious that our elected officials work for the developers. Yeah, I said it before and I'll say it again. That's all they've done all last year, the year before that. Although they talked about the housing ordinance, we got to increase the ordinance. They had all these people at City Hall. They had their constituents come out. They had people from Jefferson Towers there, from everywhere, come out. Yeah, we need it. And you let them down. And you promised them. But you know who did not get let down? All those developers who are steamrolling ahead, buying property cheap as hell, and making lots of money, while stealing from taxpayer. That's right, folks. That's right. So again, many of them continue to enjoy a lifestyle many of us will never see. I challenge any one of our city council and even many of our county legislators even to let us know what have they done during their tenure in office to make an impactful or significant difference in the lives of everyday people here in Yonkers or here in the county. And I'm not trying to be critical because I know people want to paint me as label. I'm thinking to label me, paint me as negative, label me negative. label me as a critical person. But if I don't, then who will? Because we have to watch our elected officials. We did vote them to do a certain job, right? And that wasn't to benefit the developers. That was to increase the housing ordinance. That was to make our city safer, make it more affordable, right? And that was also to improve our schools. But much of that has not been done. No, not at all by any of the elected officials. I have been talking about mental health for I don't know how long now. Drug addiction, a huge problem. And what did the committee, the Community and Mental Health Services Committee, do or talk about in their latest meeting? Opportunity zone funds, investments. That is right, folks. That is what they spoke about. So what are they doing? And I challenge you, prove Freddie Vasquez wrong. I'm not looking to just be right. I hope that I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. Yes, prove me wrong. But unfortunately, I highly doubt you will. And I know that there is possibly a housing ordinance in the works, but what's taking so long? What is taking so long? Why did you not present another proposal in place of the one you guys felt was not robust enough or did not include the items, Ms. Diaz, that you spoke of? Why didn't you just say, hey, I have another proposal here and it's including the stuff that I said was not included that needs to be included and I want it passed now? It's been crickets ever since. It's been crickets ever since. You have an election coming up soon. And people will remember this. And don't think you're going to be able to pass one just before your election and try to take credit for it, because we're going to know that that's the game you guys play. So, again, Basement Politics, we are here to present you folks with transparency, information, untainted, unbiased, and unfiltered, giving it to you raw, real, and honest. Sometimes the truth is not what people want to hear, and we get that. And these days, it's not always popular, but that's what we will continue to do. And that is our mission. So if we sound negative or critical, we are being negative and critical because you guys are negative and do shit. So we need you to step it up. And I won't be so critical and so negative. But it does work because recently the CSEA union had gotten a contract offer. That's right. The Yonkers Voice, I'll give it to you, was the exclusive presenter of this news. And I saw it there and I shared it. They have a contract offer finally. I don't want to take credit for that. But hey, who knows? Maybe it was I pushing on my show. I mean, I did hit a nerve. Remember, Albie posted that Facebook thing about me. He was in Miami. He said he couldn't be on my show. Well, there you go. This is why we do what we do. Okay? It's not to be the exclusive guys who presented first. We don't care about that. That's why we didn't take that offer that was presented to us to be the exclusive guys. Okay? Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to report on the quid quo pro of council members like John Rubo. See? Now Dan Murphy has his hands tied and he can't report on that. And he knows there's a lot of good stuff there. But it happens, and I get it. So please understand why we do what we do. And I am Freddie Vasquez. I am that guy that people are saying, that guy is crazy, but he is telling the truth, and he's brave. I've heard brazen, bold. They say, I got a set of balls like you wouldn't believe, I guess. And why is that? Why do you think people are saying that to me, along with get security? The reason, folks. I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to give it to you real, and I'm going to continue to do that. I am Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics. I got a lot more. I was trying to keep it sanitized today, for a lack of a better word. I'm going to, little by little, but I got a lot more. Got some interesting stuff, real good stuff. This is just light. But anyway, folks, Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting, for those who have been supporting and continue to share. And I do want to make an announcement.
Yes.
Where's my... Congratulations to George Brown. You have 10 seconds to call me to claim your prize. No, I'm just kidding. I'll give you some time. George Brown, you are the winner of the Dare to Share contest. He has been sharing, and he shared the most. So, George Brown, please reach out to me. I'll reach out to you as well. You won the $100 prize. Yes, because I actually do give the prize. You guys remember the Lambo dad thing? That guy had a good time. He got to drive a Lambo. And the mom who received the day spa treatment, yeah, she enjoyed that. We give out the prizes here, folks. We are here for the people. So, George Brown, I will be bringing you $100. You won the Dare to Share contest, which was the person that shared the most won, because people are scared to share. So I dare you to share the show, because the contest is still going. July 4th, a lucky winner will win a $1,000 cash prize. Dare to share. You have to share at least, because I'm going to set a number. Just got to be a number. You have to share at least 10 different podcast episodes, and the person that has the most will win a $1,000 cash on July 4th. I will announce the name, and I will bring it to you. George Brown, I will see you sometime this week to bring you your cash. I am Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics. Thank you for joining me. I always keep it real and honest. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say.
Freddie wins.
Now do some stuff for the people. Do what you promised on them campaign events and all that, right? You promised the people to, reduce crime, improve the schools, tackle mental health, tackle drug addiction. Remember that? You never told us that you were going to be helping the developers own it. You never told us that you were going to be killing the housing ordinance. Now go and do something. Do what you promised. At least one of your promises before you leave office, before you get voted out. I'm Freddie Vasquez, Basement Politics. Thank you for joining me. I will see you tomorrow.
Freddie wins. Fatality. Freddie wins. Fatality.
I'm going to be back with more juicy stuff. We're going to talk about it. You can say whatever you want about me. I know you're already saying it anyways, coming back to me, so it don't matter. I don't really care. See, I don't care. But you guys do. Let's go. Let's go. You're not gonna hurt my business.
Freddie wins.
And get away with it.
Fatality.
That's right. Join me tomorrow, folks. I'll be back on with some more good stuff. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you, the people.
Freddie wins.
And hopefully that contract for CSEA, hopefully that works out. I believe that might have been the same initial offer that Alberto Velasquez turned down. I didn't look at all the details, but it may be that. So why didn't you just take it to begin with? But now you're taking it because
Freddie wins.
right. Pobrecito.
No.
Ay, bendito. Ay, bendito.
Freddie wins.
I always win.
Fatality. Freddie
I win for the people. The people win. When I win, the people win.
I was raised in housing.
That's right.
I don't think you were.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
No.
Like I said, political games that are being played. I was raised in housing.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
Don't you forget that, ever.
Freddie wins. Fatality.